What's up, guys? It's me, Jacob. I'm back. I know that I said last year that I was going to be posting videos, but my second year of college, it's too crazy. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. First semester, I just had a lot of stuff going on, and second semester, I was taking 19 credit hours, because that's a smart thing to do in college, apparently. It's not. But yeah, so I'm back. One, I'm not taking as many credits this semester, and two, I think I might have figured out a schedule where I can make videos at least more consistently. Maybe not every week. At least for the summer, I'm gonna be trying to make these videos every week. I meant to make one last week, and then I've been moving into my new house. So I no longer live in the dorms. I no longer have the fancy study room to make the videos in. I'm now in my actual room. I'll show you it, but I have all the lights turned off because if I have the lights on, it makes a glare. I was trying some lighting stuff, and at one point there was like these lines coming down on the screen, and it looked like I was in like a light prison, which is not fun. But yeah, so for now, right now, I just have my desk lamp shining on my face to, make myself not look, bleached out or not make myself look like a ghost. So, yeah, until I get a better lighting situation, this is what we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to deal with, like, the spooky darkness behind me and, like a spotlight thing on me. So, yeah. Just moved in my new house. It's super cool. It's really close to my campus. My campus has a health center, and so I'm actually right across the street from the health center, which is really nice because even though I don't get sick a lot, I tend to, get freaked out because maybe I am getting sick. I'm a microbiology major. I work with diseases and stuff. Like, oh no, what if I have strep? Or oh no, what if I have, this, super rare disease that I've been working with? Something like that. So it's really nice to have the health center right here. But what's not nice is, the 7 a.m. Ambulance sirens, which are not great at all. But it's a nice, wake-up call, so that's cool. But I have a basement room, which is super awesome. The light just, I have two windows. One right there, and it's, backwards. Right there, and then I have one right above my bed. My bed's right behind me. So I wake up every morning with the sun on my face, which is kind of a nice way to wake up. I read a study that the best way to wake up is actually based on your circadian rhythm, just letting the sun wake you up. I have an alarm clock, of course, but having the sun wake me up is always nice too, because then I have more of a natural wake up. And I've been feeling actually more refreshed since I started doing that. So if you haven't considered that, try opening up your window a little bit. Going to bed at a reasonable hour. I've been trying to go to bed around 10 or 11. That way when the sun rises at about 6 o'clock, I'm getting around 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which is around what, somebody my age needs. But it's just super awesome because you wake up and you're laying there, you're like, oh, the sun, oh. You look at your clock, you're like, oh, I can sleep for a few more hours. So then you go to sleep, and you have a much more natural, waking up cycle. So that's kind of cool in itself. I just got an email about my retirement fund. Am I retiring? Yikes. I just got Wi-Fi, which is awesome. That's part of the reason I couldn't post a video last week, was it took forever for the Wi-Fi to get here. And then when we finally got it set up, we couldn't actually log on to the Wi-Fi because I had this super long password that I couldn't change for some reason. So that was annoying. But we finally have Wi-Fi, which is super awesome. And now I'm able to post videos, and now I'm able to, access the internet and use Facebook and Twitter and all those other things that I use with the internet. Along with not having Wi-Fi, I also just found out that my university, if you're not a current student, as in enrolled in classes, I'm not enrolled in classes right now. I'm at, I work on campus at a lab, but I'm not enrolled in classes. So if you're not enrolled in classes, you actually have to purchase a gym membership to our rec center, which makes sense, I guess, because they don't want just random people walking in. But still, I like went in because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go rock climbing. I'm gonna be healthy and fit. I'm gonna build muscle and be strong for once because I don't have muscles at all. um, but I went in and I was like, hey, like, can I get in? They're like, oh yeah, sure. Swipe your card. They're like, it says that you're not in our system. It's like, oh, well, I'm a student here. They're like, well, are you currently taking classes? It's like, no. Well, you're not a student here. But I am. I work here. You work at the rec? No. I work at a lab. Like, I'm an employee for the time being. They're like, well, you need to go pay a fee to get into the gym. I was like, okay, well, I'm only gonna be here for like another month and a half, probably about 6 weeks. How much is that gonna be? They're like, $30. I was like, but I want to go rock climbing. So I paid the $30. So I finally got into the gym, and honestly, like, I think it was worth the $30 because I've gone every day, or almost every day, to go rock climbing, and I've gone to work out and stuff. So that's been cool, but I was just kind of like, but like, I go here. Like, why do I have to pay? I work, I'm literally working in one of the buildings at the university. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so this summer, I also worked at Pine Cove, and the division of it that I'm with is actually called Camp in the City. So what I do is we pack up camp into the back of trucks, and then we drive all over, basically just the South. And actually, for the most part, what I did is I just stayed in Texas. But there's teams that go to, like, Louisiana. I think one team went to Florida, maybe, or somewhere in Georgia. I know definitely Georgia. There's obviously teams in South Carolina. And I think some teams go to, like, Alabama and Tennessee and stuff. So we stay, like, in the South, Southeast a bit, but they're actually spreading out. But so what I did is for 6 weeks, well, 1 week for orientation and 5 weeks as an actual counselor. 5, not 4, 5. 5 weeks as an actual counselor, I worked at a summer camp, and I, was a counselor for the kids. I did all sorts of activities. I talked about Jesus a lot, because that's what Christian summer camps do, is we talk about Jesus. And that was just super awesome, because, like, one, I love to pour into the kids. I love to hang out with the kids and just be goofy, be fun, but also, like, it, like, strengthen myself so much, like, in my own walk with Christ and stuff. Like, not only did I get to, like, pour into these kids, but as I was teaching these kids, I began to learn more about, like, my own faith. And I got to see, like, the parts in the Bible where Jesus says, like, let the little children come to me. The kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. I just saw that so much in the kids, which was just super, super cool. It's just something I love doing. And if I could do it full time, like, I would love to do that. I don't know how I could be able to do that, but, like, just working at a camp like that is just the best opportunity possible. They had actually originally offered me to work half of it with one team. It's actually called the Bro Team. So there's 5, why do I keep on doing the wrong number? 10 Camp in the City teams. It's A through J. And then there's also the Bro Team, which is a group of guys that actually goes around and helps out other teams when they need more guy counselors. So I was on the Bro Team for half of it, and the original deal was I worked half Bro Team and half Team G, but then I had also previously made a commitment to work at this lab up here at my university, and so I unfortunately had to say no to a full summer position and only do work half of it. But if I, like, in a heartbeat, I would have totally worked that full summer, because not only is Pine Cove, like, life-changing for me, but being able to change the lives of those kids is just so much more rewarding, and I just love it. So that was just super cool, super cool. But one of the things that has come around from that camp, and it actually appeared around the time of that camp, is fidget spinners. Because I have to do something with fidget spinners. I actually bought this at camp because all of my kids had one, and so I had to figure out, like, why they loved it so much. And honestly, it's really addicting. It's one of those things that you don't understand why they're popular until you get one. And I bought one. I was like, oh, it's $5. Like, why not? Why? It's not gonna hurt to buy it. But I found myself just, like, sitting there, just, like, playing with it and stuff. And I don't know why. It's just such an addicting little toy to play with. I know that's great for people that have like ADD, ADHD. It's been used in kids that are on the autism spectrum, people with anxiety, people that have just all sorts of different, whether it be mental illnesses or just disorders where they just can't focus very easily. Um, Having these fidget spinners has been really really good for them. So I totally support that. But then there's those other kids that just play with them. They're just like, so yeah, fidget spinners. They're super popular. But there's also a second choice out there, and that's the fidget cube. So I have both of these. I had actually originally bought the fidget cube from Antsy Labs, which is the original creator of the fidget cube, and then everybody else was just like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Like, I'm gonna copy that." So I had this like to begin with, and I decided I wasn't gonna take it to Pine Cove because why not? Why would I need it in a Pine Cove? And I picked up a fidget spinner at Pine Cove, so now I have two fidget toys. But the big question is, which one is better? Now, I don't have an attention disorder. I don't have an anxiety disorder. I don't have like any of those things. But I'm like really hyper. I bounce around a lot. And when I study, like if I have a pen, like I tend to click it or like chew on it or something like that a lot. So, and then I just dropped my... So what I found is actually, like when I was studying for finals, having this just to mess with was actually really useful. Never studied with the fidget spinners. I can't speak to that. However, I can talk about what they both offer. So this is kind of like a single-minded thing, which is nice if you don't want a lot of distraction. You just flick it and you do your thing. You sit there, you read, and you just play with it, okay? It gives your mind something to, like, that way you can focus and not fidget and not be like, like bouncing all around. It just gives you a single thing to do. What I like about the fidget cube is that it has lots of different things. So that way, like for example, me, I get bored super easily by doing just one thing over and over and over. So the fidget spinner isn't exactly the right thing for me. At the moment, I just kind of have it just sitting around. I use my fidget cube more often. So first of all, it has this little dial thing right here that, you can just sit here. It's actually my favorite one to use because I'll just have it in my pocket and I'll just like be spinning it with my thumb. It's also got a little joystick thing right here, or like thumb pad type of thing. And then it has 5 buttons. And what I like about the one from Antsy Labs is that it has 2 louder ones, 1 medium loud one, and then 2 silent ones. So if you really want to press something but you're in class, you can just like press it. See how I'm pressing it? It's not making much of a sound. Nobody really knows the difference unless they're looking at your hands and you're like, playing with it. And then along with that, you also have this switch that I like to, just to be obnoxious. You have some gears right here. And then if you press them down, they don't completely get quieter, but they are a little bit quieter. You have a little ball that you can not only click right here, if you can see that, but you can also kind of spin it around a little bit. And then finally, you also have a little worry stone area where you can just kind of like stroke your thumb on it. Let's see, like that. So I kind of like the fidget cube better, just for the fact that if my brain is like, you've been spinning this, like your thumb is going numb from spinning the little dial too much, I can just move on, use the worry stone, I can use the little trackball thing. Or even if I want to use the trackball and also click with this finger, like I can totally do that. It gives my mind multiple things to do, so that I'm not stuck just doing one thing. I highly encourage anybody who just like finds themselves fidgeting a lot to get a fidget cube. Make sure you buy it from Antsy Labs because they are the original creators of it. Just, I mean, like I'm not sponsored by them, but I really back them up because they are the first ones to do it, and I'm all for, not introducing copyright infringement. So there's that. So now comes my big story. It's probably not going to be as long as all the other stuff, but I think my house might be haunted. I have neighbors, okay, so the people that own the house next to mine, like the landlords, they're renovating the house, but somehow, like, their voices filter in through my house where I can hear them in the weirdest places. Like, in my laundry room, they're on the complete opposite side of the house, and I can hear them through the duct system in the laundry room. So one time I was in there just, like, playing the trumpet, and then all of a sudden, like, I just hear them, like, talking, like, behind me, and I, like, turn around, and there's nobody there. Doot, 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 beep, doot, 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 honk, doot, doot, doot. Spooky voices! Spooky voices! Super spooky voices! What? Where are these voices coming from? Spooky. What are these voices? I am so confused. My house, also because it's old, it was built like in the 60s or 70s, I think. Like, it creaks a lot. And so I'll be like laying in bed and I'll hear the house creaking, but it sounds like somebody's walking around upstairs. It is the freakiest thing. And then just not this morning, but this afternoon, so we have a bathroom downstairs and upstairs, and the upstairs bathroom has just a normal shower curtain instead of like a sliding door on it. And I had the bathroom door closed, and as I walked in and I opened it, like, the gust of wind from the door must have been just slow enough that by the time that I had walked to the toilet, the wind hadn't hit it. And, like, as I'm walking over to the toilet, the wind hits it. And so it sounds like as I walked in, something ran behind the curtain, but I, like, pull back the curtain, and there was nothing there. And I was like, this is the freakiest moment of my entire life. And so, like, I go and do my business and stuff, and I keep on hearing things behind me, and finally I figure out, because at the moment I didn't realize what it was, I finally figure out that, like, every time I'm moving my body, I'm creating just a tiny gust of wind, and it's, like, causing this curtain to shift, but it sounds like there's something behind it, so eventually I just, like, pull this out, it's like, who's back there? And I'm so glad there wasn't hidden cameras, because that was super embarrassing. And, like, I, like, got, like, really, like, I could feel myself getting red in the face. I was like, why am I embarrassed? Like, there's nobody around. But I was like, that's probably the most awkward thing that I've ever done. So, along with living in a new house, and for the first time not having, like, meal plans set out for me, I'm realizing how tedious it is to, like, actually make food. Because, like, I made, like, Hamburger Helper, and I didn't realize how much, like, one packet of Hamburger Helper made. And I literally had enough to feed me for an entire week. Like, I was just, like, sitting there, and, like, every day I'd be like, well, I guess I'll eat Hamburger Helper because I have it. Great. And then I got done with the Hamburger Helper, and I was like, I thought I'd get tired of Hamburger Helper, but now I actually have to make more food. And that was, like, probably the most soul-crushing moment that's ever happened to me, was the realization of, like, oh, now I have to actually put effort into eating? Like, I can't just, like, sit down and eat. So, I mean, I've gotten used to it, but it's just, it was just the funniest moment, because within that first week, I experienced, yes, I get to eat as much food as I want, I can make it whenever I want. And to make my own food now. So that was probably just the strangest thing that's ever happened to me, was, like, that simultaneous, like, yes and no moment. So yeah, that's about all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry that it took me basically an entire year to put out a new video. I promise I'm going to try to make more videos more often. But, I mean, we'll honestly just have to see how the semester goes. I really love making these videos because I like to just talk about just silly stuff that's happened in my life. And, I mean, hopefully make a few of you guys laugh. I don't know how many people watch these videos. but at least like the thought of possibly making people laugh and having people go like, "That's so me! Oh my goodness, that's happened to me! Oh wow!" Like one of those like relatable like Facebook posts where it's like if you've ever done this. Like I feel like that's basically my entire life where people look at it and they're like, like I thought I was the only awkward person in the world. Congratulations! I'm awkward too. I have the strangest life experiences. Go me. Go us. Yeah. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe and all that other YouTube stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Jacob Nichols 09. Find me on Instagram. I don't ever post on Instagram, but it makes me feel popular when people follow me. I feel like in my last videos, my Vine account, but they don't have Vine anymore, so screw that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should talk about next time, or just like things you want me just to like rant about, because I mean, I'm not an angry person, but like I love to just make like fake rants and just like get fired up about like stupid stuff. Like I know I had one video in the past where like I just talked about how Baba Black Sheep was an Illuminati conspiracy or something. So like if you guys have ideas like that, just feel free to send them to me. I just love to hear what you guys have to say about my videos, even if it's only like 4 people watching this video. I still love to hear you guys' feedback to see how I could improve my videos. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know I already said that, but this is the end of the video now. Stay safe out there. As the summer's coming to a close, make smart choices. Get ready for school to start.
School.
Have fun with the rest of your summer. Stay safe. Stay street, but most importantly, stay alive, my guys. All right. See you next time.